Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. And I know it says reaction, and this is my reaction. Basically, when I was looking at the film, I was like, okay, so all the silly faces aside, seriously, I don't do the silly little trailer thing on there. You've already seen the trailer. You don't need to see me looking at the trailer. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you about the actual thing that I just got finished watching, because that I can monetize on. I can't monetize if I put up somebody else's commercials. So check this out. The New Mutants started off because the X-Men were so ridiculously successful. All right? So clearly, with the X-Men still being successful, even though you got some movies that are pretty good, some movies that are not so good, literally, they are hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to the roulette table. Do you bet on black? Do you bet on white? Unless you're Wesley Snipes, you don't really know. There's a reference there. The idea here is that this was actually a really good trailer, but not in the way that your typical fan is going to expect. This was dark. Now, I know they said that this was going to be dark. But come on, man. Did anybody really expect this to be a damn horror movie? Yo, this is freaky. So I'm sitting here watching this, all right? I'm sitting here watching this thing thinking, all right, cool. And I'm getting real close, and I want to see every little detail just in case all of a sudden, oh, that was a mistake. There's like things coming out the wall and all sorts of, like they're typical tropes for the most part. But I just wasn't expecting to go so damn deep with the New Mutants. I mean, here's the thing. You could actually go either way with this film, just the presentation. Because when the New Mutants first started, like I was saying, it was like a reaction because everything mutant was popular at the time. You couldn't miss. When the X-Men were at their prime in comic books, you couldn't miss with something mutants. They actually tried to change the Falcon, Captain America's sidekick, partners, who's a full partner, really, Sam Wilson. They tried to suggest in a 4-issue miniseries that he was actually a mutant because that's what sold. For the longest time, they tried to suggest that Cloak and Dagger were mutants because that's what sold. If you just simply attached mutant to something, oh my God, it was an amazing thing. So just the popularity alone. So this is the logical choice, is to put the New Mutants up with the X-Men films doing as well as they are. It was just announced today that Gambit is actually going to be a thing now. I'm waiting for Ryan Reynolds to do some kind of an acknowledgement of it as Deadpool. That's going to be great. But so much with the X-Men going on right now. Here's the other thing. The New Mutants technically did start off as a horror piece. I want you to go back and think about around the second issue, I think it was, Mirage. All right, Mirage suddenly started to get a little bit heavy. She started to get a little dark, and she's just started getting heavier, started getting fatter, started getting a lot bigger, By around the 5th issue, you suddenly realize there's something really off about her. Turns out the Shadow King was possessing her. The Shadow King is the epitome of evil psychic resonance, like all the despair that we feel and all of our nightmares and stuff like that. It lets off some resonance that sticks around in the astral plane, the upper astral specifically. Now, in order for the Shadow King to come down to us, it has to possess one of us, specifically a very powerful psychic. And mutants are most likely to be psychic, so there you go. So when Charles Xavier proved to be too strong, it went after Mirage, who coincidentally has the ability to, excuse me, I said Mirage, not Mirage, Karma. Karma has the ability to possess people. So that was actually a big thing, but it was a horror freak show. And you guys have seen the Shadow King. If you watch that the Fox show Legion, that was scary. It was, funny, freaky, creepy, and scary sometimes. A whole bunch of it was a mixed bag, but it was all good. And here, they're going to use this same kind of idea, but double down. They're going to amp it up a lot. This looks like here's something that looks like they're trying to do. All right, and first of all, I'm surprised that they shot this so fast. They just wrapped up production. The actual filming with the live people, with the crew and whatnot. They're way past even the beginnings of post-production. They're well into this being finished. Just so you know, exactly 6 months from today is when the movie's going to come out. The movie's coming out April 13th. I got a description below. And make no mistake, I will be doing Explained in a Minute for all of the relevant characters, especially Rain. She's got to be my favorite. So, played by Macy Williams. I mean, come on. So this is going to be a really dark, scary kind of movie. This looks like it's going to be a haunted house kind of thing. I've never watched Insidious, whatever, you know what I'm saying? This looks like it's going to be a mix of the Japanese horror and the American horror. The main difference is the American horror likes to do jump scares, you know? Look, look, look. Nobody's here except my shoulder, and then, Jason comes from around the corner. Michael Myers, here's Freddy Krueger, king, something like that. With the Japanese horror, you're walking and all of a sudden, there's the monster right over there. And it's walking towards you. There's no surprise here, there, whatever. No, it's literally walking right towards you. It plays off of our base instincts, all right? Everybody has a natural fear. It's instinctual. It's one of the parts of us having our eyes in the front as opposed to on the side like most creatures. We have our eyes in the front, so we have 3D vision, so we can actually sense when a creature is getting closer, and it's painfully apparent, unlike a bird who has to kind of double check. Yeah, definitely. Look down, look up. It looks like it's getting bigger. We can actually see the creature getting closer to us. And when it's creeping on us with that level of confidence, like, I'm going to kill you, there's nothing you can do about it, and it's freaky, and it really goes down to our base instincts. That's the kind of horror that I like. The horror that really gets psychological with you. And that's what it looks like I'm seeing here. This looks like it's going to be a really good, and if they fail, they fail. You know what I'm saying? But from what they're showing us, like, already in post-production, they don't have everything up there. So if they just keep doing something like this, and mutants with superpowers, people who could actually fight back, this kind of makes this a completely new kind of horror. The best I can compare this to would be like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors, all right? Campy and tropey as that was the one where the Dream Warriors were able to go to sleep together, all right? That sounds kinky. And they were able to develop some kind of a power. The one guy, Kincaid, was like, it's been years since I've seen that. Damn, I still remember Kincaid. He was cool. He was the strong dude, you know what I'm saying? He could lift things and whatnot. And then there's the one guy who he was the cowboy and he had the guns and he was the artist, and then the other person. And there was the one girl who was like a gymnast or something like that. But these were people who were actually able to fight back against Freddy. You know what I'm saying? The most we got for that with like a Friday the 13th movie was Jason Takes Manhattan. That one black dude, the champion boxer, he was punching him in the mask like that. And still, what did Jason do? One shot. He literally one shot him, took the dude's head clean off. So, like, most of the times we get characters who are so powerful we can't possibly fight back. We feel like there's nothing we can do. But here, we got the mutants who are learning, who are understanding. And maybe this is just a danger room or something like that. But, like, a horror-filled danger room? That's freaky, man. That's wow. So we're going to actually have characters who can legitimately fight back on the monster's own turf. I don't know what the monster is going to be. I don't know what any of this stuff is going to be, but I guarantee you I am hooked at how good this looks. This looks like it's going to be really good. And I go back and look at my reactions to the Logan trailers when they came out. Even when the third and final one came out, I was like, I'm still a little iffy, but I'm going to go see it. We'll see. And it turned out it was actually pretty good. Some people absolutely loved it. Some people were like me, like, it was good. It was, it was good. For me, it was more the nostalgia. This is the end of Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. This looks like they're actually stepping up the game. They got a good director in here. They got a good director coming in for Gambit, I think that in some ways they're going to be stepping up the game. We'll see. We'll see, because I'm not very confident with the Dark Phoenix. It's not even going to be a saga. That's the thing that kills me. As a huge X-Men fan, as a huge comic book fan, I call my channel Comic Book University. You know what I'm saying? I only do reactions and reviews of comic book stuff, So as a huge fan of the comic books, something like this, it's going to appeal to me. But at the same time, I'm also going to be the biggest critic. I'm going to be extremely wary because you have to kind of stick to, you can't just, put these characters and say, oh, these are these characters from the New Mutants and blah, 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 but they have nothing to do with the characters. You've already lost me. I'm already talking against you. Don't tell me that these are, like if you got a star, let's say you make a Star Wars movie, all right? And here's this guy named Darth Vader, but he's wearing, a tutu and walking around with a baton instead of a lightsaber and his rebreather suit. The first thing you're going to say is, this isn't Darth Vader, this is not Star Wars, why is it called Star Wars? You're going to be pissed, and rightfully so. Likewise with comic book fans. Don't be stupid with me. I know what my characters look like. That's not my characters. Batman and Superman aren't going to fight like that. Batman's not going to have a chance against Superman. What's going on here? So, as long as they keep the characters as close as possible to their original representation, what they're showing me, this gets an A with me. Oh, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I can't wait to see more about this. The word is, from reading some of the articles and listening to some of the reviews out there, the interviews that are out there. Oh yeah, this looks like they're going to try and keep to the characters as much as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to just take the comic book and put it right in there. But at the same time, you think about this, what other medium in the world is there that you could literally take and put directly to movie? When they make movies, they got to put them in storyboard panel, right? Comic books come pre-packed in storyboard panel. That's exactly what they are. So the perfect medium, better than any book, better than any Twilight young adult book, better than any other medium you've got. Comic books are the single, hands down, greatest, easiest medium to transfer over to film, whether it's movie or TV or a Netflix thing, whatever you got. So that's one of the reasons why comic book fans get so incensed when they just screw something up and just, how do you mess up? You've got years of good story and it's already in the perfect format to transfer over, and yet, they somehow screw it up because, no, I've got my own vision. I don't care about your vision. You got the source material right there. Don't get too creative, But here it looks like they're taking a slightly different approach. By that, I'm being very, very careless. They're going to be really different with this. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And that's really all I got on that. This looks like it's going to be the trailer looks amazing. This actually looks like it's going to bring a scare. And what they didn't show is what I'm really interested in, is the characters fighting back with their superpowers, with their mutant powers. Got me. Anyway, guys, look for, pretty soon, look for Explained in a Minute characters coming out. I will explain all the characters so that you at least know their comic book versions. Anyway, subscribe, all this stuff. That's the most important thing. Subscribe so you know when the videos actually come out. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.